3, 2. Alright, we out here at photographer Super Simon.
What's the deal?
Look, so I like the glasses, the first thing I saw about you.
I had to. It's a great, you know, ode to my city. The Yes, Cartier, Buff. Let's get it. Buffs on my face and on my shirt. Detroit players.
Oh. You were born and raised here, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
So you obviously got a good connection with the city. That's how you find your photography spots. You just know.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you really quick about this guy. So photography-wise, like you were featured in the Detroit Public Library, and you're also like one of the two like the big guys for like the Instagram Detroit Instagram page.
Oh wow, yeah, definitely.
Huge.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Working with the city and starting doing the neighborhood natives project has really opened a lot of doors and getting a lot of exposure. So yeah, shout out to theneighborhoods.org, stories from Detroit on Instagram. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a wild ride.
When you started like photography, do you remember like what was the first picture you actually took that like got somewhere like big?
I remember.
We're going back in history now for this one, yeah.
Okay, so I put it like this. I started taking pictures when I was a freshman in college, probably around 2012, because I had a clothing line. This is my clothing line.
This is yours.
Yeah, Cool Club Clothing, but this is like a later evolution of the line. Like it wasn't like this back when I started in college. It wasn't like this, but back when I started in college, I was just getting my clothing line started, and I wanted to take my own photos because you know I didn't have money to pay for someone to do my photo shoots.
That's how I started doing with this. I was like, I'm just gonna buy my own camera. Like I don't need anyone to do that.
Honestly, and then that became my mentality for life. But yeah, so that's when I started taking pictures for my clothing line, and my clothing line was doing pretty good when I was in school at Michigan. Like I had.
Where'd you go?
The University of Michigan.
That's okay. I went to state. I mean, look, we can forgive that. It's not a big deal.
I feel it. I hear you. Shout out to State. I got a lot of family from State that went to State. We all cool. I rock with the green and white. Wow, I said that on camera. You're gonna have to delete it.
That's gonna be there forever, just so you know, they're gonna rewatch that.
Right. Maybe I took a look.
We're gonna raise the volume right to that one part, just so everybody knows.
Put it in slow-mo. Nah. But okay, so my clothing line was doing pretty good. Like at Michigan, I had like a lot of college athletes rocking with me. You know, Denard Robinson.
Man.
He was.
Oh, you knew him?
Yeah, he supported me. We did an event together back in school. I was only a sophomore.
That's one of the few athletes I know. I don't even follow sports. I don't even know how I know him. That's one of the few I ever know.
That's crazy. What about Devin Funches? You heard of Devin Funches?
My friends love like the sport, so I know him by name. I don't like know him.
Yeah, he was really cool too. He supported me when I was back in school, so it was popping. And so I would say my photos, you know, I was the only person taking pictures of my clothing, so those photos were kind of taking off, you know, serving their purpose for my brand. So
it was more sentimental value.
Yeah. And so it wasn't until I graduated in 2015, and I started taking pictures. Not of my clothing. In 2016, I did my cousin's prom. My cousin Lonnie, he was like, yo, I don't need you to take pictures of my prom, because he knows I use my camera for my clothing. He like, come take pictures of my prom. I was like, all right. So I took them, and they were fresh. You know, I felt like they were great. I was like, yo, I'm gonna start making some money off of it.
Well, yeah, if it's your cousin, you gotta make sure you do it right.
Right, yeah, of course. And one of my favorite things to do is making my cousin Lonnie look cool. He's like, I love glorifying that guy. He's the coolest guy.
That's family. That's how it goes.
Definitely. And so when I started taking pictures, I started to get better and started practicing on getting better. So I would put some work out on Twitter, and I took pictures of the parade. Like I was working at. I
saw the Optimus Prime one.
Oh yeah,
which is cool. Yeah,
and that
his Instagram is awesome, by the way. So if you don't know, it'll be like linked below. Check it out. Like it's really cool Instagram.
Super Cyrus B. Let's go. Yeah, man. So last year that was my third time shooting the parade. So the first time I ever shot pictures of the parade, I wasn't official or anything. I was just an intern at Quicken Loans, and we had access.
Oh, you wasn't even close to photography.
No.
Okay, but really,
I was This is like after school. I'm just practicing with the camera, but I was interning at Quicken, you know, get some extra money. Not extra money, but start working on having a job and a career. It was after college. I need to get my life together. So
look, having a job really helps. Like, so I made a whole video. Like, I'm all for you, like following your goals, like artistically and stuff like that. But look, you got gotta eat.
Yes.
Yes. You still gotta eat.
Yes. With that clicking job, even though I was only there 6 months, it helped so much with buying lenses and just getting ready. I didn't see it then, but it was getting me ready, you know, for the future and investments that I would have to make very, very soon. So definitely, it was cool doing my thing for a while, like not having a job, doing just all creative stuff, but getting a job was very important, and especially with having a car, you can't have a car and not have a job, man.
Well, having the job gives you like structure throughout your life,
exactly.
And then it gives you more of a discipline. Be like, I gotta wake up, work, sleep, and then do. Because it doesn't because now you're a full-time photographer, right?
Yeah.
So congratulations for that, by the way.
Man, thank you.
Like right now, I still have a day. I mean, my day job is in engineering, so it's a little bit like more elaborate of a day job. But I do realize that like if I leave it, right, it's like there's no like it's not as if I don't go 8 hours a day in my job, I'm gonna get so much better at like my comedy. Like, I'm a stand-up comedian. Yeah. So that's what I do on the side.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna get so much better if I just leave now.
Yeah.
Because it's like if I can't maintain it, like if I cannot like overbook myself now, I'm never gonna do it when I leave.
Exactly.
So it's like if you have a lot of free time after your full-time job and after your hobby, which you want to make a career, you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
You're not doing enough. That's how I know that I'm not ready to leave yet, because I can still attend everything. I don't have to compromise at all. So that means the job is still good for me.
And that was my mentality in school. It was like I really, it wasn't until I got to college where I really felt like the creativity started like coursing through my veins. Like I just had to be a creative person, but at the same time, I wasn't gonna completely risk it all and leave school because, you know, I really didn't have, you know, that much going on with my career. Like my clothing line wasn't doing that well where I couldn't focus on school at all. Like I still graduated, got a degree, and then I still continued my clothing line after, and then, you know, life continued and I found different things. But I'm glad I stayed in school. Yeah, so it's just like, you know, it's just work ethic.
I've got a friend who's obsessed with every get-rich-quick scheme of all time. Like if you ask him, he'll tell you like details, top to bottom. I was like, what? All the time you spend researching this stuff, you could be doing something else and you could be amazing at it.
Listen,
like
I'm gonna say this now to all my friends that have ever trapped me into listening to one of those vacation schemes.
That's what, like the cruises, like the Bahamas tour, the flight.
Who in here likes to travel? Who in here would like to make money to travel? All right. Oh my God, I'm over it.
Like they ask like the most generic questions, like, do you want to go to paradise? Well, clearly you know me. Like,
I would love to go to paradise. Sign me up. $200 to start off. I'm like, what? You gotta pay. I gotta pay to get this job.
I got something that was so like his whole thing was like he would send me these emails. He's like, yo, like sweepstakes, like sign up for, or sweepstakes, whatever you call them, sign up for this. And then it was like, yeah, it's like we'll give this to you. Like this whole package is free if you give us $1,000. And I was like, okay, wait.
What?
So it's not free then? And he's like, no, bro, it's free. I was like, no. It's like, it's free if you give him $1,000, which means you're paying for it. I was like, no, dude, stop, don't fall for that. It's not free.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, because for a second I read it and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It was like, it's free if you pay. I'm like, so it ain't free.
He's a scammer.
And there was another one that he had was so he loves to do this. He's like, man, Bill Gates dropped out, Mark Zuckerberg dropped out, the guy who started Dell and HP, they dropped out. I was like, yeah, but they dropped out of like Harvard, Cornell, Yale. You dropped out of Cass. Okay? We're not gonna compute the two of them. I love you, but let's not act like they're the same thing. Look, man, I love you, brother, but we're not gonna.
And by all means, if you're doing it that big, but hey, you gotta have something going on. That's the whole thing. You really gotta be going. Like Bill Gates, come on. When you got something that's special, you know when it's time to drop out.
Cass is a high school, by the way. For those of you who don't know, like, we know what Cass is, right? Yeah, but like they dropped out of like Harvard, you dropped out of like Valley Community, something like that, right?
Hilarious.
So
that's funny.
It's more of like you have so much already going on that it's like you're like, what happened to them? Like one of my friends actually did this, but he was already making more money in college than he would at his full-time job if he got his degree.
Oh, okay.
So for him, I was like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Because you've already got it going.
Exactly.
But don't drop out and be like, okay, now I'll do it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Exactly. It's steps. It's levels. It's levels to it. Everybody has to pay their dues. There's no shortcuts. No shortcuts at all, man. So.
Dude, if there were, we would take all of them. Okay. Like think about like so one thing that I do like to point out to people who if they want to get into like photography, if they want to get into like video making, like YouTuber, anything like that, I think it's a horrible idea to go out and buy a really expensive camera and just go crazy with it. Like for one thing, you don't know how to use it.
True.
Like you don't know how to like the camera you have in your phone is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
It's very, very strong. So I think what's more important is like pretty much the gear you have does not make your video or your content better.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
It's like because if that was the case, then rich people would have all the best movies.
Yeah.
They would have all the best, which they don't.
True. Very true.
So it's like, no. You can buy like a less expensive camera, work on your editing skills, and then once you max out the camera's capabilities, then you move up.
They always say that the best camera that you can have is the one that you have. And that's real because
Man, there's a lot you can do with this.
True.
A lot you can do with this.
Yeah, people do whole movies on
Yeah, they can now.
You see all the ads shot on iPhone X, 8.
And they're good too.
Yeah, they're good.
Like
real
they're
good.
actually like impressive good.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's great. Yeah, so use what you got. Get where you want to go, man. For real, that's what I'm all about.
How long did it take you to become like a full-time photographer from the point you started?
Right.
Like where does your money come from photography?
Right.
That you're able to sustain yourself.
Right. So from the time I started, okay, so like I was saying, when I graduated in my cousin's prom, I was ready to start working on learning the camera, because I was shooting on auto.
Yeah.
You know, auto.
Yeah, that's how everyone starts.
Yeah,
Okay.
When for the listeners, whatever, auto is when, you know, the camera selects all the settings for you, and whatever setting that you're at, you just click and shoot. Now, I wanted to go ahead and get better and learn, you know, the details like aperture, ISO, and shutter speed, the three main kind of camera features that, you know, you should know and kind of learn. So I don't know any of this.
I don't know any of
It's
those.
cool. It's cool. It's video. I know video is a little different, but you know, whatever. I still put out good work when I was shooting on auto. So it's all about, you know, leveling up in your own journey. But look though.
But do you sell your pictures?
Oh no! So yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, I started. So in the midst of like practicing, getting better, I was putting my work out there.
Okay.
And so I started, you know, putting my work would slowly get more attention when I would put it on Twitter. So when you were saying what photo got the most attention, I was saying I shot the parade from Quicken. That got a lot of retweets. It was the Thanksgiving parade. It got a lot of attention. That was like my first set of photos. It kind of went not viral, but you know, got 100
Listen,
retweets.
Viral is relative.
Yeah.
100 retweets is like that's good.
Yeah,
that's pretty
good.
good.
It was cool. It was like, you know, at least citywide. So after that, my friend Amber Lewis, she actually went to Michigan State. Oh, you know Amber?
I know her like from the like tags.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Amber, she just would see my work on Twitter, and she was like, hey, I see you, pretty much saying, hey, I see you taking pictures out here. We have some opportunities at the city sometimes when our other photographer can't do shoots. You can come and do shoots. So at the time, I was still working at Quicken. I was making a little money off of little gigs that I was getting, but
right.
you know, it was only like maybe 75. I started off doing like $50. My first ever flyer, $50 photo shoots. Like, and then once I did a couple of those, I was like, you know, I think I can move up to $75 shoots. And then after I did a couple shoots with Amber in the city, and eventually I shot, she invited me to shoot Big Sean receiving the key to the city.
You did that?
Yeah.
Oh man.
After I shot that, and
good for you. What an opportunity.
Yeah, so that's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. After I shot that, and the photo that I took, he picked up on it. Big Sean posted it, and then it kind of went everywhere. Every single blog used it. That's when the city noticed that, you know, noticed me as a photographer, noticed my work, and when the neighborhoods.org was getting started, I was the first person on the list to be the photographer for the site. So that's when I started making money for real. They gave me a part-time job, and then by the next year I was full-time. So now I'm making real money from photography.
Alright, so that's the trade-off. Everyone wants to be a photographer, you gotta get Big Sean to hook you up. That's how you do it.
But what I want to say, since we were talking about using what you got, I use I use the Canon Rebel T2i, and that camera it's like just to give you an example, in the Rebel series now, I think they're like T8 or T9. I don't
you still have
know.
the one? You still have the same one?
Yes. Well, I gave it to my mom. She want to start shooting, so I gave it to my mom to use. But I used that camera from when I started doing clothing all the way up until I took Big Sean's picture. I used the same camera, just playing with the settings and getting better and learning. And it wasn't until I started with the city that I upgraded, and I was like, you know, I need a better camera now, obviously, to do some better work. But yeah, I used the same camera up until even with the Big Sean shot. Like, I used the Canon Rebel T2i, and it started my career.
Canon G7X, Amazon.com. Wait, while we're talking about it, I'm Manal.
Hey.
I'm gonna move it to you just for 1 second. That's Manal. Owns the store.
Yeah, that's what's up. Cool. Yeah.
We were talking about you for a second, how awesome you were.
Yeah, I love it. I love the aesthetics. Love it so much.
Thank you, I appreciate
Very dope.
Yeah, and also a bunch of the videos are filmed here because like she didn't kick me out yet, so that's why we're doing it.
Yes, it's cool. Super cool. I love the vibes in here, man. I'm glad I came, for real. I'm gonna definitely be back.
Do you think that it's a because there's not a coincidence that most of the photographers that are pretty well known, they come out of like specific cities.
Yeah.
Detroit is one of the cities.
Yeah.
And I also I don't know if people realize this, but I'm gonna tell you really quick. So let me move the camera a little bit towards me. So if you actually look at all the celebrities and stuff that came out of the city, it's crazy. So the guy from Key and Peele, like he actually was from here. Madonna is from here, which I mean a little older, but holy crap. Yeah, people don't know that.
I know that.
She started here.
I know her daughter is at Michigan or something now.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of daughter, Eminem, he started here. Kid Rock started here.
Of course.
Holy crap. Dude, even Taylor Lautner's from this place, you know that?
No.
Like, he was like a crazy, he was the dude, like the buff dude.
Heard that or something.
He's from Grand Rapids.
Oh,
so
yeah,
then he made it, like, he got like big here, like, in the city, and then there was, man, this list can go on for a while.
Yeah, you have a rich history of great Detroiters, man.
Yeah, I mean, Motown, like the Henry Ford. Look, there's a lot of people that come out of this place.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of the reasons I like you very much is because you're actually showcasing, like, so if you haven't seen this thing in the like library, like Drug Cover Library, it's awesome. And the reason I like it so much is because you showed people that are like now. It's like, this dude is real. He, like, today you can go see him in person. It's like, and he's doing this.
Exactly.
So you actually showed, because like I watched the whole video and you're like, when people think of Detroit, the first thing you think of is not art, like humanities, like engineering, like that's not it.
Yeah.
Like, not to, you know, like I love this place, but the first thing people think of is drugs.
True. And
with no disrespect to anything, that's
what
the first
we glorify too. That's the culture.
That's the problem.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel.
So thank you so much for showing off like that. That's why I like you very much. I was like, oh, so this is great.
Man, I appreciate that so much because it's like when you just how you were naming off people and saying, yeah, they're from Detroit. Why does it always have to be like an afterthought kind of thing? Like, people who are from New York, you know where they're from.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. They from Brooklyn, they from Harlem. You know exactly where they're from. And they're doing these amazing things and carrying their flag. I want to carry the Detroit flag, and I want to shine a light on, you know, everybody else from the city, and you know, because we need to know. We need to. Growing up,
yeah, like they're here. You just gotta see them. It's true.
Yeah, growing up, it's like it's empowering to know that there's greatness. You're growing up in the midst of greatness, and we don't always feel that. You know, growing
Detroit,
up immediately when you look around, it's like you know, you just don't.
Abandoned building is actually right there, but we're in a great. So battery died. It's okay, but. One of the people that we saw at your exhibit, say that one more time for him, like, who is he?
Phil Lewis. He I think he a Renaissance grad, Michigan State grad, and grew up on 6 Mile, and he is the front page editor for the Huffington Post. So definitely had to shine a light on him because I mean we honestly went to middle school together. I remember.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we went to the Basic Academy together. I remember he was a few years older than me, but you know, it's just now he's doing great things. He's worked at Mike for a little bit in New York, and he worked in DC. Now he's the front page editor for the Huffington Post. So there's greatness, and he grew up right on 6 Mile, you know. So there's greatness all around, and I feel like the kids, I really wanted to reach out to the kids because the kids need to see that. They need to know that, you know, people that are doing things that they aspire to be are right around them, and like you can get in touch with these people. Their families are living right next door to you. So, you know, as a community, we just need to, you know, be closer together so we can start getting to know what each other is doing and glorify each other instead of just, you know, drug dealing and the bad things going on.
I love T Grizzly.
Honestly,
like the music,
I
but
want to shoot with T Grizzly. He's a,
oh, you did?
No, I want to.
Oh, you want to? Oh, okay.
I want to.
One of the cool things also about, like, I like how you said like he was on 6 Mile, right? Because then that's when, like, from here you can be like, oh, like that guy grew up over there.
Exactly.
It's like that's one of the cool, because like in New York, like what you said, no one doubts that.
Yeah.
But over here, for whatever reason, they're like, did he know? I was like, yes, he did. Yes. Like, why would you make? Yes, he did.
Exactly. Like we need to put our neighborhoods on the map. We need to, you know, hold our name higher.
Neighborhood natives.
Exactly. Exactly, and be proud. We need to be proud. I just wanted to bring a sense of pride, a better sense of pride in residents and people in our city because we deserve it. There's great things happening. There's great people, and we deserve to feel proud about that.
Look, man, thank you so much for what you're doing, bro. That's our time.
Of course, man.
But look, definitely. Cyrus, like shout out any of like your Instagram, whatever you gotta do, man. Like this guy's incredible. So here, go ahead.
Man, check me out, Super Cyrus B on Instagram. Look out for CC Palace Media. Chan Like Jackie, music coming out. So yeah, man. Stories from Detroit, my work job, city of Detroit too. So Stories from DET, that's the neighborhood.
That's how I found them. So yeah. Yo,
so,
thank you guys for watching this. Stay fresh, stay golden.
Appreciate it.